Kainria, huh? You sure know a lot. The legacy of Kainria is long gone. The sinners are all that's left, and they're not worth mentioning.
Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about Alhaitham. Currently his banner is going on, and he is the strongest Dendro DPS in the game for now. And I don't think in the near future any Dendro DPS will come out that will surpass Alhaitham. Because unlike before, Mihoyo is not making broken DPS like Hu Tao or Eula. And the thing is, if you skip Alhaitham now, you might have to wait a bit longer for his next rerun. Because this is his second rerun and his first run wasn't that long ago. So his third rerun might take time. But the question is, do you really need him? This is what critical value we have on him right now. First look at this team. What Alhaitham needs is Electro and Hydro as support. So I will show you how his kit actually works. As you can see, he is doing good damage, but it's not that impressive. His whole damage comes from his normal attacks, and those attacks are infused with Dendro. And his projection attacks will hit every 1.6 seconds. If you are thinking about what projection attacks are, those green attacks coming from Alhaitham are called projection attacks. This team works well with Alhaitham, but they are missing something. And that is Dendro support. Of course, you must be thinking, how much of a difference one character can make. We are only going to use her elemental skill, so see for yourself how much of a difference one element skill can make. Sumeru DPS are like no other nation DPS. With right support, their damage can go from 10k to 30k easily. And that's what the Dendro Archon can do. Of course, you can use a Dendro Traveler if you want, but he needs to use his element burst to buff Alhaitham. So this is how it works. We only used one elemental skill from her. And that made a big difference, because boss died way too quickly if we compare it to the last time. And this combination will work on every boss. With just one character his damage changed so much. His attacks are very quick. As long as Alhaitham has Dendro mirrors, his every attack will deal Dendro damage. And because of that, you can get elemental reaction quickly. Not only that, but if you have Electro support in party his Dendro damage will increase. His whole gameplay depends on his normal attacks. As you can see, there are only normal attacks. His elemental skill creates chisel light mirrors. As long as he processes these mirrors, his every attack will deal Dendro damage. One mirror lasts for 4 seconds. At one time maximum numbers of mirrors you can have is 3. Now the main question is what you need is Electro support. Do you need some character or any Electro character will work with any artifact set? So first we have Oz with Pale Flame artifact set. The biggest number Oz did was 4855, and his normal Electro damage is around 2927. Now we have no idea, that is it normal damage or is it good damage. But if we change her artifact set to Gilded Dreams, we will know how much of gap is it between a support artifact and a normal artifact set. Now let's see how much of a gap we will see. His normal damage is now 2130, it's a bit less than the last artifact set. But Oz's maximum damage is now 5123, so it's better, but the gap is not that much. Now let's try different Electro support with Gilded Dreams set. Kuki's Electro damage is lower than Oz, but she can apply Electro faster than Oz. And she can also heal, not to mention her element skill lasts longer and it comes with 0-second cooldown, so she is better support for Alhaitham. And her damage is not that low. In Abyss she is very useful because of her elemental skill. Her damage is around 2500 to 3000, and it's not going lower than it, so if you have her, just use her with your Alhaitham. Now let me give you guys quick explanation of his kit. When you use his elemental skill, he will create chisel light mirrors. Those mirror will turn his every attack into Dendro attack. Most of the time he uses normal and charge attacks when he has mirrors. Each mirrors will last for 4 seconds. His elemental burst does the same thing. It deals Dendro damage and it can also create mirrors if you didn't had any mirrors while using his elemental bursts. His elemental skill and burst damage depends on his maximum attack and elemental mastery. If you are thinking, what you need to use on Sans, elemental mastery or attack, then elemental mastery because of this passive. Now let's talk about artifacts. His whole kit depends on attack and elemental mastery. So first we will go with 2-piece artifact set. That will give us attack and elemental mastery as sub-status. It's very simple combination, but it works great. As you can see his element burst did great damage. Not only that, his elemental skill did 36,000. He is C0 here, so this is good damage. So if you don't have 4-piece artifact set, then you can go with 2-piece combination. There are a lot of different artifact set that gives attack and element mastery as sub-status. The next artifact we are going to use is Gilded Dreams. This artifact set works great with him. Many people use this artifact set on Alhaitham because this is one of the best choice for him. Again, if you don't have it, you can go with 2-piece combination because that also works great. What you really need is critical value. If you don't have good critical value on him, he will not do anything like you are watching right now. He did more damage with his elemental burst, but his element skill did less damage because he didn't crit there. But one of his normal attack did 37,000 after his elemental skill. The more elemental reaction you have, the more damage your Alhaitham will do. He is very simple character. All he does is nothing but normal attack. So if you like close combat character, then you should absolutely go for Alhaitham. Now I will show you how Bloom team work with him. First we will go with 3 Hydro support. So this is pure Bloom team. You can use Kokomi if you have. When we look at his elemental reaction, it all looks great. But look at the damage. It's really less than the last team combination. He is not doing 30k like before, but now we have more Bloom damage. If you are thinking, it's less because we are not using Dendro Archon, then we can try Bloom damage with her. Overall, if you pair Electro support with Alhaitham, it works better than Bloom reaction. Because his attack are quick and Bloom reaction takes time. Because of that, his elemental reaction works better with Electro. Now I want you to look at his elemental burst and skill damage. As you can see, it's less than before when we were using 1 Electro support. Like I said, overall, Bloom damage is good, but with Electro support, Alhaitham can deal more damage. His swordsmanship is like no other character. First of all, his body looks like Swordman's body, and his attacking reaction is fast, and it feels like if he hits you, it will kill you. There are not other swordsmen like Alhaitham. Tazua is too quick. Because of that, his attack doesn't feel heavy, and Iato is from Demon Slayer, so you can't see his attacks anyway. Overall, Alhaitham has better fighting style in my opinion. If you want Dendro DPS that can kill any boss, then you need to have Alhaitham. First of all, he deals great damage in less time. He is perfect DPS for your Abyss team. Even boss like Wolflord can be killed quickly in open world without any food. And since he works great at C0, so you don't have to worry about his constellation. If you don't have 5-star weapon, then you can just use 4-star Blackcliff sword on him. This boss has Electro resistance, but that will not stop Alhaitham from killing it. Because when Electro touches Dendro cores, it deals Dendro damage. So even if this boss has Electro resistance, you can still use Electro support. Because Electro just buff Alhaitham's overall damage. You can even use 3-star weapon called Harbinger of Dawn on him if you don't have any good weapon. That weapon gives crit damage as sub-status, and if your health is above 90%, it will give you extra crit rate as well. You don't really need to have 5-star support for him. Even with 4-star characters, he can deal great damage. Not only that, but all he needs is Hydro and Electro for support. You can go without Dendro support if you don't have one. So for team, you can use any Hydro and Electro character you want, as long as they can apply element to opponents. You also don't have to worry about team rotations, because just use your Electro and Hydro support first, and you are good to go. It's very simple pattern, but effective. Just every time you use his elemental skill, you will have 2 mirrors, but you can generate 1 mirror every 12 seconds, thanks to his passive skill. Each mirror lasts for 4 seconds. Because of this passive, you can almost have 1 mirror on him all the time. But this passive only works if you hit opponents with it. If your hit doesn't hit any opponent, it will not generate anything at all. So when he hit boss monster, he generated 1 mirror, but here he didn't generate any mirror. Even though he is using charged and plunge attack, Dendro mirrors are source of his damage, and his whole gameplay revolves around it. So his kit is very easy to understand, and it can also be said for his artifact set. It's very easy to farm for him. Since his whole kit depends on maximum attack and elemental mastery, there are many artifact set that give attack and elemental mastery as sub-status. Not only that, you can also use 2-piece of Deepwood set for more Dendro damage bonus if you want. All you need to have is good crit value on him. If you don't have 4-piece artifact set, then it's fine as well, because there are 3 artifact set that gives elemental mastery as sub-status if you use 2-piece set from them. And for attack, there are 4 artifact set, so you really have many choices for him. You can even go with 2 sets that gives the same effect. It can be elemental mastery or attack. Everything works well on him. If you want to see more detailed video on artifact set, then you can watch this video. So the question was, do you really need Alhaitham? Then the answer is yes, because the next Archon will be Hydro Archon, and Hydro works really great with Alhaitham. If you miss this rerun, you will never know when his next rerun will come out. Just at his C6, his crit damage goes over 300% quickly when he is fighting. There are not many Dendro DPS that can deal this much Dendro damage, so this is it for today. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe. I will see you soon in next video. Thanks for watching.